Hello and welcome to Find Your Purpose podcast. And I'm here with Deborah from Live Well with Chronic Illness. And we're going to be talking all things purpose and purposeful. So, Deborah, please do share with me, what is your purpose?
So, having been on my own sort of life journey through chronic illness, I feel really strongly now that my purpose is to use all that I've learned on my own journey to help other people who are living with chronic illness. And as I called my business Live Well with Chronic Illness, that's my purpose really, to help people who are living with any kind of illness or pain to live as well as they can with their illness.
Yeah, love that actually. So how did you find your purpose? It perhaps is through the experiences you've been through with your chronic illness. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it is life experience that kind of gives you that reason to that fire in your soul, isn't it? Really, what you go through in your life. So yeah, I've always lived with pain. I grew up with pain. Don't remember a day when I haven't had pain, and I've had some very difficult experiences along the way with not getting the right support, not getting the right diagnosis from, various medical professionals, not getting the right information. And then I caught Lyme disease and became severely poorly with that. And again, the same experience, not getting diagnosed, not getting the right information. So several different experiences with my own health that were very, very difficult, very challenging and frustrating. And I just feel that, 3 times now at least the universe has given me that message that people are not getting the support and they're not getting the information they need. And then I realized, becoming part of the chronic illness community, that there are literally thousands of people out there who are struggling and suffering in the same way that I did, and they're all feeling lost and alone, and they don't have the guidance, they don't have the information, they maybe don't get the diagnosis they need or the help that they need, and they're not getting the support that they need. So after the Lyme situation, and I managed to recover a little bit from that, I'm still on the journey, but I'm recovering. And I just felt, really strongly then that I'd been given those experiences for a reason, and that I'd learned what I learned, and I had to learn so much myself to help myself. And I thought, well, I've been given that, I've learned that for a reason, and now it's like I can't unknow the situation. It's like my favorite musical, Wicked, Elphaba sings, I can't, it's too late to go back to sleep. I just can't unknow that there are people out there suffering, that injustice is happening, that suffering is happening, and that people are struggling. So I just feel now so driven, that has become my purpose, to support people who are living and suffering as I was.
Yes. So I guess was there a turning point? Was there anybody that came into your life as well that helped support you on this journey?
I think really, I've been so lucky that I've had a supportive group of friends around me, and my mum has stood by me through all of this. And I was lucky because so many people who have, chronic illness and become unwell, particularly with illnesses that are not very well understood, like Lyme disease and other sort of, mast cell activation syndrome, other immune conditions that I'm involved in now, they're not well understood, and a lot of people's friends and families don't really, get what's happening to them, and they lose their friends and their family. So I was so lucky that I had that continuous support. But really, it sounds, I don't want it to sound big-headed, but it was myself really that
No,
did the
not
work.
no, of course. What do you mean by did the work? Because this is the whole point about talking about purpose. Some people are sort of saying, listening to yourself, and I'm hearing a common theme. So can you just expand on that, about you doing the work on yourself, and what is that, and what's that look like?
Yeah, it was multifaceted, really. I mean, to begin with, it was researching what has happened to me and why am I so ill, and just trying to work out what was happening so that I could get a diagnosis and get to see the right medical professionals. And eventually I did that, and then I discovered that that wasn't enough, because you see, you know, I developed mast cell activation syndrome, which is an immune condition, and I found, you know, an immunologist who gave me immune suppressing drugs, but I realized that that wasn't really the answer. There was
Yeah.
something underneath that. Just
Right.
suppressing the symptoms wasn't enough, so I kept digging and eventually got to the Lyme disease, which was what was driving that. But then in order to recover from that, the drugs are not enough. I realized that I had to change my lifestyle. I had to change my diet. Looking back, I realized that I'd not been eating the right foods. I'd not been putting the right nutrition into my body. And I'd been, you know, living a lifestyle very much using lots of toxic chemicals and eating out of plastic, like we all do in this world now. But I suddenly realized that I needed to change. So that was one layer on the physical layer, if you like. But then beneath that, it's also, you know, what's going on in your nervous system, and letting go of anything that's not serving you anymore. And looking back at my life, I realized I wasn't living a life that was aligned to who I was. I wasn't living my purpose, and I was under enormous stress. I was doing an incredibly stressful job, and I suddenly became aware that all of that is also a massive factor in your physical
Yeah,
health. That and
100%.
Yes, absolutely. The understanding of the mind-body connection and how the nervous system is part of our physical manifestation. And if we've got all of that going on in the nervous system, it affects the immune system, it affects everything. So that kind of journey of learning all the way through. And I was so lucky that I had trained as a hypnotherapist before I became sick with Lyme. So I had those kind of mental and emotional tools. I knew mindfulness, and it was mindfulness really that supported me. And I was constantly feeding in safety into my nervous system and staying in the moment and not allowing myself to disappear down the rabbit hole of, oh my goodness, what on earth is going to happen to me? So that I was able to keep my head in the right place, and then work with my physical body and my mind and my mental body as well, if you like. But now I can see that the people that I support, my clients, also have the same. You know, they need support with their mental and emotional
Yeah.
and their physical body.
Yeah, and I take it then you did the work by researching. So I take it that you've read books, you've researched lots of different ways. You have lots of tools in your toolbox, and that they sound like very practical tools that you can implement, so anyone else can implement as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I did lots and lots of research. I listened to webinars. I listened to doctors in America talking about all these things. Every summit, every seminar, I was there listening, with my poor foggy brain and reading all these medical papers that didn't make a lot of sense to begin with, and training. You know, I did my course at the College of Naturopathic Medicine. Eventually, when I became well enough, I retrained as a naturopathic health coach. I did my qualification as a mindfulness teacher, and now I put all that together. And as you say, I'm teaching people the tools. I'm constantly looking to teach them the tools so that they can do it for themselves, and they can look after themselves, educating them about their diet and lifestyle that I didn't know, as I said, and also educating them about their nervous system and how important that is, and
Yeah,
listening to their body wisdom. I think that is just the foundational piece, really. It's
yeah,
the key, the mindfulness of going into the body, connecting to the body and listening. What do I need? Because we're so panicky and we're looking for the doctors to fix us, and actually the answers, or so many of the answers, are actually inside of us when we listen.
that's exactly what I was just going to say. And the most important takeout is that you are listening to yourself. I think that is just the best possible advice. And that is the theme that I'm getting from all these podcasts. So it is top tip time. So, what top tip would you give to someone who is really on this journey of trying to find their purpose?
So I think, I mean, following on from that really is to listen to yourself and believe in yourself. I think
Yeah.
we are, particularly when we have a chronic illness, you know, we have that disempowerment a lot of the time.
Mm,
People feel, you know, that they don't know what's happening, and they give their power away to the doctors, and they do, you know, whatever the doctor says, and they take the drugs. And I just feel so strongly that people need to, and quite often as well, you know, they're told, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, and there's, you know, it's all in your head, and there's all awful things that people experience. And I think to say to people, if you feel that there's something wrong, then there's something wrong,
Well,
and
that's your
trust your
intuition.
instinct.
That's your intuition. It's helping you, guide you. So
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
believe in yourself.
Trust.
What else? What
Yeah.
else?
Believe in yourself and listen to yourself,
Listen to yourself.
and and don't be kind of constrained by what you've been brought up to believe and what you've been sort of brought up, like, I was very much brought up to go to university and get a degree, and now looking back, I think I wish that I had done something different. I wish that I had listened and learned, but those experiences have been valuable for me. That research knowledge
They've led
helped.
you. They've led you to this point. And this is the whole point about life experience. Things come in the most unexpected way. I never thought from my journey that I would get to the place in growth of where I'm at. So it's all really interesting stuff. I'm so grateful for you to have the conversation with me, learn a bit more about you and what you do. And the main thing I'm going to say now is, where can people find you?
So yes, I have my website, www.livewellwithchronicillness.co.uk, and I'm also on Facebook and Instagram as Live Well with Chronic Illness, so you can find me there and follow me. Be lovely to see people there.
Brilliant. Well, I look forward to interviewing you again very, very soon and following you on your journey, and very grateful for you to come on the show today. And I just want to say bye for now.
Thank you. Bye bye.